Welcome to A Course in Business Miracles. This is Heather Dominick, creator of businessmiracles.com and founder and leader of the highly sensitive entrepreneur movement. Join me today for some genuine practical assistance and a business-altering and life-changing experience, a business miracle.
This is A Course in Business Miracles, episode 95. Transform anxiety. For many highly sensitives, anxiety is a way of life. However, as a highly sensitive entrepreneur and leader, it's imperative to learn how to untangle yourself from anxiety so you can create a successful business and life from your highly sensitive strengths. Listen in while I share how the HSE coping cycle, resistance, and the Bowman family theory keeps you stuck, and how to begin to retrain your nervous system to access your highly sensitive strengths instead. As we start in our shadows, we go into the coping cycle, and then we hit some form of resistance, which is also part of the coping cycle. And then we go into this cascading of emotion, anxiety, fear, lack of safety. I won't be able to handle it. And that's when we hit a dead stop. So it's our commitment to the coping cycle that will keep us in resistance. And that is, again, when you're in those moments of, I'm saying I want this, but I'm not really feeling it, so I'm not going to take the actions to move in the direction of what it is that I say that I want. Or if I can't even identify that I'm not really feeling it, but then I'll come up with unreasonable reasons like, oh, it's not the right time, right? Or I don't have the time for this. Oh, I don't have the money. I know I can't do that. Money is often connected to responsibility too. Whenever I hear from an HSE, oh, I can't do that because of the money, because I need to be responsible. That's a huge flag to me. You're not being responsible. Most likely you are hooked by some type of social belief or any other form of unreasonable reason. My husband doesn't want me to do this. My spouse says no. My kids need me. My dog is pregnant, whatever. All of the, again, unreasonable reasons that we come up with in terms of why we need to stop. Okay? What I really want to highlight from the coping cycle and from the resistance path, so again, make sure you're highlighting or circling the cascading of emotions because we're really going to be focusing on that. I will say also highlight or circle overprotection and personal responsibility versus taking things personally. But what I really want to highlight is I want to talk about anxiety. So the thing that I really want to emphasize in regards to anxiety, and the reason I want to focus on anxiety is because that is often directly connected to comparison, right? It's very rare if comparison is working against you that you don't also feel anxious. So here's the thing about anxiety that I really want us to get in this training retreat is that anxiety is not an individual act. And you can write that down. Anxiety is not an individual act. According to the Bowen family system theory, anxiety is perpetuated by groups. And the first group that we learn anxiety from is our family. Again, according to the Bowen family system theory, within groups, there is a shared emotional skin. This is part of our social self. We learn from our first group, our family, how it is accepted or acceptable to respond, and particularly to anxiety. Now, also according to the Bowen family system theory, Within every group, there is what he identifies as an absorber. So who do you think in a family tends to be the absorber? Those who are highly sensitive. So unconsciously, very rarely, if ever verbalized, those of us who have a highly sensitive nervous system, meaning we can pick up more in terms of what is happening emotionally and energetically, we silently get designated as the absorber, and particularly as the absorber of anxiety. And right there and then is when you have received your early training as either a pusher or a hider. You made a choice unconsciously of what to do with that anxiety that you were absorbing. And you either took it in and you caved up as a hider, or you went out and you became the leader of every single organization you possibly could as a fourth grader. That would be me. That you are joining Girl Scouts and you're going to head up Girl Scouts and you're going to start your own group during recess called the Siamese Patrol Group and deem yourself president, and that everyone has to meet under the oak tree within 5 minutes of recess because we've got work to do. Now, according again to the Bowen family system theory, this then is repeated. It's repeated when we go to school. It's repeated when we go to work. It's repeated when we join organizations. Every group tends to, if there's not a level of consciousness, create this shared sense of how we will process anxiety. I know it ain't fun to look at, but yet it is so important that we do. Because we must have awareness and we must have understanding to begin to unpack it so that we can actually change. And that we can actually no longer just be automatically and unconsciously triggered into this reactive behavior that we were trained in long, long ago. But instead, we are able to be empowered to make choices that work for us. That's the only way that you are going to experience financial success, or let me say, at least peaceful prosperity in your business.
Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of A Course in Business Miracles. If you're ready to learn how to use your highly sensitive abilities to support you in being purposeful, profitable, and empowered rather than scattered, poor, and undervalued, take my free self-quiz to find out if you are indeed a highly sensitive entrepreneur. And if you are, along with your quiz results, you'll receive my free HSE Success Guide, which will teach you how to have your highly sensitive abilities working for you to create the results you desire in your business. Take the quiz and receive your free success guide now at www.hsequiz.com.